open up for questions.
Yeah, I mean, what a difference 10 days makes. But really proud of our guys. You know, the way they were locked in for this game and how they applied. You know, I mean, Coach Andy Hill did a tremendous job with the scout. And I thought this was one of the first games where, like, we really executed for 40 minutes. You know, it wasn't perfect, but, you know, I thought we were cutting hard. We moved the ball better than we had been moving the basketball. And with all sorts of different lineups in there, you know, really proud of our point guards, you know, Tyree and Zoom, you know, offensively and defensively to handle that pressure. That's hard for 40 minutes. You know, I mean, those guys are quick. They're turning you. And, you know, I think we ended up with 13 turnovers, I heard. You know, and a lot of those were aggressive turnovers, even though some were sloppy passes in the first half, but they were aggressive. And I don't remember us turning the ball over the last 7 minutes of the game, you know, except for the play where we tried to hit great on a long one. And I think they got a piece of it. But other than that, you know, we made free throws, and we did what it takes to win games in the last 7 minutes in Big Ten play. You know, we made our free throws, we got some timely stops, and we took care of the basketball.
Questions?
It was a few days ago that you gave the blueprint of just kind of how to win this game, the smash mouth type of ball. Did they execute it to perfection, if you will?
Pretty much. You know, for us to beat a team, I mean, that's a good team. I mean, that's a top 15 team in the country, I think. You know, and for us to, you know, I think they made 3 threes. Like I said, I didn't really get stats. I just kind of saw on a computer. But I think they made 3 threes. You know, they're averaging 9 made threes a game. You know, they're one of the top teams in the country. You know, I don't know what they scored off our turnovers, but if we only had 13, I knew we'd have a chance to win. And, you know, like I said, credit to our guys guarding the three-point line. And then you still got to guard those 2 hogs down there, man. Like, those guys are going to be playing in the NBA. You know, I mean, Queen's one of the most talented freshmen, and you saw his skill set for how big he is. And Reese, you know, Reese is just a junkyard dog. You know, I mean, he's making shots. You know, those are tremendous players. And for Wilhelm and Great to battle those guys, and then Louis. You know, I mean, we're playing Louis the last 5-6 minutes of the game at the 4, and he's battling down there. And that's what it's going to take for us all year. You know, but like you said, the blueprint of what we wanted to do, you know, I thought we executed that.
And your thoughts on the performance by Great? His first 20-point game, I believe, since November or something. But it just felt like he just rose to the moment. Battling Queen, who finished with a season low there. Just your thoughts on what Great did.
Yeah, I thought he was really good offensively and defensively. It was probably his best ball screen defense game. He got out there and really hedged and was sprinting back. I mean, it takes a lot of energy to do that, you know, especially guarding those two. And, you know, I thought in the first half he did a really good job scoring over. You know, he does a good job scoring around guys. But, like, to score over Reese, like, that's hard, you know. And I know he banked one of them, but, like, he scored with right-hand, left-hand jump hooks, which he's capable of doing. And, but, I mean, like, he had 20 and 14 and 4, and he probably could have had 10 assists, to be honest with you. I thought he had some great passes to the backside where we got some threes that we'll make in the future, you know, and that's what excites me about our team is there's still so much room to grow, you know, with this.
It looked like they wanted to come out and be real physical, specifically against Zoom early in the first half, and you know, realizing he was a freshman, maybe tried to get to him a little bit, but he seemed to handle it pretty well, especially with the press.
He was terrific, but that's what they do. It wasn't just Zoom. Like, you watch all their games, that's what they do. They're aggressive, they're trapping, they're turning your point guards, and that's why I said for Tyree and Zoom to handle that pressure all game. I mean, you're getting turned and pressed all game, and then for them to get us into our offense, like, that's not easy to do. And you know, a lot of credit to those two.
You know, you've got guys that can score that you expect to score, but sometimes it takes the glue guys doing the little things. And like you mentioned, Louis Courtright down defending the post, scoring when he needed to, playing tough defense, and just not backing down any bit. He seemed to add a little bit of that grit that you really, really demand.
He was phenomenal, you know, and it's like you know, Louis knows, like, he's been in my doghouse, you know, and I think since he came back from Christmas, he's been a different Louis. And that's the Louis that I expect, and our team expects, our staff expects, and our fans expect. Because when he's playing like that and he's got energy, like, we're a different team, you know, because he's a big physical guard, kind of like Zoom, you know, and he's played over 100 high-level Division I games. You know, like he has a lot of experience playing in that stuff, and he's a typical New York kid. Like he's not backing down from anybody, and that's what I love about him. But I thought, you know, he gave us a spark. You know, I think it's probably 16, 17 minutes in the second half when we put him in, and immediately the energy changed.
You know, Danny, watching these guys through the first 13 games, you know, I thought there's good talent out there, but they looked a little passive to me at times. And your mentality, your whole style is something totally different than that. And tonight, I think they matched you perfectly with what you wanted to do. Is it hard to figure out how that finally came about against, you know, like that was a top 15 team, and your guys just went toe to toe with them?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, I think like we're finally kind of, you know, figuring out just do your job. You know, nobody has to hit home runs. Like, just do your job. If your job's to screen, be a great screener. Slip. Be a great passer. Get a teammate a shot. If your job's to guard Reese and box out and chest up without fouling, just do that. And then if we get everybody doing that, that's when stuff like tonight happens. And I really felt like nobody really got out of their role tonight. You know, even I don't know what we ended up scoring, 75, whatever it was, but like the shots in the first, I thought we were getting great shots in the first half. You know, it was just a matter of time until a couple of them fell, and you know, and thank goodness DJ got hot, you know, in that second half, because I think a couple of those threes were backbreakers.
And they made their big run of the night just to open the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I think Queen went in and took a big leap and put one down, and then they were up by 9 before you knew it.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I started to write maybe this is where the game turned, and then I had to take, you know, erase it from my machine because
Who was it? Geno Smith? Well, I'm glad we didn't write back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but you guys, I mean, you took the punch and just stood there and took it and
We did, yeah.
fought back.
And that's what you're going to have to do. Like, teams are too good in this league, you know, like they're going to make runs. They're going to make runs. And I thought they kind of bullied us those first 2 minutes of the second half. You know, they had, with both bigs, they really just drove us straight to the rim. And then we kind of manned up and really started chesting up and making it hard on them. And you know, we got a couple of those long rebounds, which a couple of games this year we haven't come up with. And I thought, like I said, that's where Tyree was the difference. You go rewatch that game, he came up with every loose ball or like jump ball, like he was in there fighting.
With as physical as this game was, and it looks like we're going to see quite a bit of this coming up specifically in the next
18, 19, how many games we got left, you're going to see it like that.
Yeah, and you're missing two bigs. You know, Casey had to come in a little. He gave you a little bit, and
He
Wilhelm was in foul trouble. Can you talk to me a little bit about your plan going forward with the bigs? Are we going to see Louis down in the post again?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to. You know, it just depends on foul trouble and things like that and how teams play us. Because right now, like, you know, we have 5 guys we can put on the court, and it doesn't matter who it is. They got to get in there and fight. And whether it's Louis, whether it's Tyler, whether we play 4 guards, like, it doesn't matter. And that's why I'm really proud of this group, that, like, how they responded tonight. Like, nobody came to the timeouts pouting or, you know, bitching about foul calls. Like, they just came and they were just looking like, hey, what do we got to do? What do you want us to do? And, you know, hopefully we can get Frank back in the next couple of weeks, you know, 2 to 3 weeks. You know, we'll see. But, you know, because it would help us a lot.
Hey, obviously this game just ended, but have you had just a few seconds just to reflect on your first Big Ten conference win?
No, I haven't. You know, but I will say, you know, I want to thank the fans that came out because I thought they made a difference tonight. I really do. Like, that's the first time I really felt like it got loud, you know, since I've been here, and it sparked our guys, and we needed that energy going down the stretch, you know, especially that last 7 minutes of a game, and I really do think they made a difference. So I want to thank everybody that came out to the game and supported, and hopefully they come back out on Sunday.
And then just like after this one, I think after you guys beat Wazoo or something, there was a locker room celebration. Anything like that after this one, or just anything?
No, there wasn't, which is good. Like, you know, like, we got to expect to win, you know, like that's why we're here. And that's why we prepared the way we prepared, and the guys put the work in, you know, and they made the plays to win those games. And moving forward, like that's the expectation. And is it going to be hard? Yeah, it's going to get a lot harder too. But, you know, I mean, we expect to win every game.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Coach.
Go Dogs.